Today on Toledo Cars, we install the Rugged Ridge tire carrier and a new brake light. First, you're going to need a 1/2-inch socket to take out the existing hardware. Next, you're going to mount the angle bracket to the top mounting holes with the existing hardware. Hand tight is good for now. We're going to come back and snug those up, make sure they're tight later. Next, you're going to grab the hardware that comes with the kit, and you're going to bolt this angle plate to the rest of the tire carrier. So you're going to have your bolt with a washer on the top, and then you're going to use a washer, a lock nut, and a nut on the bottom. All right, next thing we're going to do, it's technically one of the first steps, but I kind of skipped it. We're going to put the actual wheel studs through this plate. They just thread in. Give them a couple quick turns with a 3/4 inch socket. All right, our next step is to mount the bottom of the bracket, and then basically we align the tire carrier, make sure it's not out of spec, and then we tighten everything down. Looks pretty solid. If we had a third brake light, that wire would come out of this grommet, go right up through the top here, and attach to our third brake light. We should be getting a different third brake light from Amazon tomorrow, and I will show you guys how to hook that up at the end of the video. That'll sit inside the spare tire. For now, we're going to put an adapter on this and then hang our wheel and spare tire off the back, and we'll see how it looks. So here's our adapter. It's 1.5 inches. It's probably bigger than what we need for the spare tire carrier, but I wanted it to be compatible with the adapters on the vehicle. So all of them are going to be 1.5 inches thick.
Are you recording?
Yeah. Say hi.
No. Can you cut that part out?
All right, now we can admire our handiwork. We got the spare tire on. It's on there pretty solid. It's not going anywhere. We wanted it on there because we're going up to Silver Lake Sand Dunes. It's about a 4-hour drive, and I really wasn't comfortable going that far without having a spare. So that was why we wanted to put this on. Maybe it's ideal to get a new bumper with the tire carrier. This does put a lot of weight on the rear tailgate, but this was the cheapest and most effective way we could get it mounted really quick. You save a lot on shipping, you save a lot on just the parts and everything. This was about $100 between, maybe a little more, maybe $125 with the adapter and the tire carrier, made by Rugged Ridge. It feels pretty solid. Everything seems pretty good. So I'll drive it around this week, and then probably next weekend I'll tighten everything back down before we go, but we should be all set. So we got the rear tire on yesterday. Today we're going to add in this brake light. Goes inside the rear tire. I think it looks pretty good, and adds probably a little bit of safety because the regular lights are just a little bit dim. So it's cheap insurance, so people see us, don't run into us, which I think is worth it, and I think it looks cool. So I'll show you how I do that. Pretty simple install on one of these. All you're going to do is take off this rear tire, and then you're going to slide this over the studs. Goes on, and then the rear tire goes back on over the top of it, and you bolt it back down. From there, you take your wires and you find your positive and negative that go with the brake light. Simple stuff here. The red and black wires go through the grommet on the passenger side of the vehicle. And then you pull off a cover with one Phillips screw. It comes right off. The grommet will be on the inside of that. And then you basically just connect the wires there where they come into that cover. Super easy, super simple. Anybody can do it. I ended up flipping the polarity of the wires so the light wouldn't come on, but once I flipped them back, it was no problem and it worked just fine. Here's the end result. Looks great, functions really well, and I'm happy with the install.